Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Well, this week and into next week, I've been looking at some different books. Books I've been given, or books that have made an impression on me, or books that people have urged me to read. And I've been talking about them in some ways, in some significant ways. And I'm really excited about today. Because today, I have a book. It is entitled, if you can read it here, Horae, Beatae, Virginis, Mariae. You say, what on earth is that? Well, it basically means the beautiful hours dedicated to or about Mary, the Virgin Mary. Now, I don't want you to get lost in what this is or isn't directly. What I would like to do is say that this book was given to me by my wife as a birthday gift, and it's a really special book because if you look at it, you will see, look at this beautiful ink work with the beautiful calligraphy here. And if you turn the pages, you will see more and more of the same. Well, I can't get that page turned, but look at this. Isn't that amazing? Now, here's some of the stunning part. This book was written in 1420. Now, in 1450, Gutenberg invented the movable print press. That means this was written 30 years before we had printing machines. You see, this is handwritten. This is not only handwritten ink, hand-drawn calligraphy and beautiful adornment. Somebody sat down and hand wrote out this 100 pages of book. It starts out in Principio erat, verbum et verbum erat apud teum et Deus. You say, what on earth is that? Well, it's Latin, is what it is. And it actually comes from John chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. See, for the first 14 verses of John 1, they're produced in this book, which is actually a book of prayers, but it starts out with some scripture. And I've got it with this question for you. What books are there that you have read that are so significant that you are willing to hand write the book, hand copy the book so that others might have it? There are not a lot of books out there I'd be willing to do that for. I've written some books. I'm not sure I'd be willing to hand write out my books. But clearly, the Bible is one that I would be willing to hand write out in posterity for others. I was reading this morning the Old Testament prophet Hosea. And in Hosea, it starts out with Devar Adonai. Devar Adonai is the word of the Lord, and everything else is subjugated to that. I mean, and nothing else is as important as the fact that these are the words of the Lord. And so the prophet Isaiah is willing to say, the most important thing I've got to say here is not what I'm saying, but what God's saying. I mean, that's something that for thousands of years, people are willing to hand write to make sure it's secured through the ages. So I treasure this book. I treasure it because I'm going to have fun translating the Latin. I treasure it because my wife gave it to me. I treasure it because it's beautiful. But I also treasure it because somebody thought these words were so important that they were willing to hand write them and then ornately decorate what they were writing in such a beautiful fashion, such wonderful paper, such amazing ink, that we've got this 600 years later. That's pretty incredible. I want to spend my days doing things that last. I hope you do as well. It's your video thought for the day.